of the following is not a state function? Option A, delta U. Option B, delta G. Option C, delta H. Option D, delta Q. I've told you before that U stands for internal energy, G stands for Gibbs or free energy, H is enthalpy, Q is heat. So I've given you all the examples of a state function. So by default, you can answer this question. It's not A, it's not B, it's not C. The answer is what? The answer is D. Now, heat is not a state function. Heat flow in and out of the system. It is not a state function. It is a path function. It's the function that is what? Path dependent. Heat flow in and out of the system is path dependent, not a state function. Take note of that. Number seven. Which of the following is a path function? Which of the following is a path function? Option A, heat. Option B, internal energy. Option C, enthalpy. Option D, Gibbs energy. I know you just be laughing if you see this kind of question in exam because if I know it has taught you. Now, it's simple. Internal energy is not a path function. Internal energy is what? A state function. Enthalpy is not a path function. Enthalpy is a state function. Gibbs energy is not a path function, is a state function. Heat is a path function. It is path dependent, not a state function. What's a state function? Like I said, a state function is any property of a system that depends on the initial and final state of the system. So this is a path function. Hope it is very clear. That is a path function. Let's highlight it with our red. All right, our red pen. So can I clean? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So next, we are going to look at now. We have a lot of questions that if you can finish them under my tutelage, it becomes very, very easy. Number eight. Question number 8. Let's see. Now, a process that does not lead to exchange of heat between a system and its surrounding. Option A, isothermal process. Option B, isobaric process. Option C, adiabatic process. Option D, isochoric process. These are likely questions you see under thermodynamics. You should be glad that I'm teaching you this. You should be glad. So now I'm going to explain these 4 processes that occur in a system. Remember, we have 3 major types of system. We have the open system, we have the closed system, and we have what we call the isothermal system. There are lots, however, there are 4 processes, 4 types of processes that occur in a system. One is isothermal, the other is isobaric, the other is adiabatic, then the last one is isochoric. Now, for what I have here, and I want you to put down on your notes, take note, isothermal process. For isothermal process, no exchange of temperature. Any process in a system that does not lead to exchange in temperature, we call that process. Does not lead to waiting out change or exchange in temperature. Exchange in temperature does also mean change. Any exchange in temperature will cause a change, right? Yes. So no exchange of temperature. So we say it is what? Isothermal. Now we have the second one, isobaric process. For isobaric process, there is no exchange in pressure. So in that case, we say pressure is constant. Yeah. In this case here, we say temperature is constant. All right. Now we'll move to the next one, which is what? Isochoric process. Any process in a system that does not lead to exchange of what? Of volume. No exchange in volume. So we say volume is constant. Such a process is called isochoric process. Then we'll move to the next one, which is what? Adiabatic process. Now, this is any process that does not lead to any exchange in heat. Don't mistake isothermal for adiabatic. No exchange in what? Heat. Are you seeing it now? So we say heat is constant. So how do we do this? Can we now answer this with this piece of information given to us? Now, a process that does not lead to exchange in heat between a system and its surrounding. It cannot be isothermal. Isothermal, no exchange in temperature. Isobaric, no exchange in pressure. Isochoric, no exchange in volume. Adiabatic, no exchange in heat. So the answer is not A. The answer is not B. The answer is not D. The answer is C. Are we there? So next, I can clean now. If you've not written it, try to pause. You write everything, then we forge ahead. Next is number 9. Let's see number 9 question. Number 9. For adiabatic process. So I'm giving you a similar question. You should be able to answer this. Option A, delta T is 0. Option B, delta V is equal to 0. Option C, delta V, sorry, delta P is equal to 0. Option D, delta Q is equal to 0. T stands for temperature, V stands for volume, P stands for pressure, and Q here will stand for what? Heat. Recall for a adiabatic process, there's no exchange in what? In heat. Therefore, heat is constant. The answer is not A, the answer is not B, the answer is not C, the answer is actually what? D. The answer is D. So you can see that step by step energetics and thermodynamics is becoming a less worry for you. Just follow this. Now I'm moving from little question on to start to get to complex question where I'll also make them very easy for you to solve. So we move to the next